Boxing Unfiltered, Lucas Media. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. So we got some news coming out of boxing, and that is Eddie Hearn has some interesting things to say about Jaron Boots Ennis and what his next plans are. Now, just to give a quick breakdown, Jaron Boots Ennis is the IBF WBA champion and the Ring Magazine title at a welterweight, 147 pounds. And what he wanted to do was unify the weight division where he wanted to be undisputed. There's a couple of people in this way. Brian Norman Jr., WBO champion, who hasn't actually committed to unification with Jaron Boots. Now, Brian Norman is also, I believe, signed with Top Rank, and he is managed by Jay Prince. Shout out to Mr. Prince on that. Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, excuse me. And he's scheduled to fight Manny Pacquiao on July 18th, which that's a whole different confusion for me, but whatever. Now, Turkey has said that he wants to have a potential showdown between Jaron Boots Ennis and Teofimo Lopez. Now, that what they were trying to do was make Teofimo fight the winner of Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia towards the end of the year. But everybody know Ryan Garcia laid an egg versus Rolly Romero, ended up getting dropped with a double left hook in the second round, and just, yeah. So he pretty much, at least for now, that potential fight between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, the rematch is on hold. Now, Teofimo Lopez, who is the Ring and WBO junior welterweight champion at 140 pounds, he's throwing out the idea of moving up to fight Ennis. If it doesn't happen, if Teofimo Lopez versus Jaron Boots Ennis doesn't happen, Eddie Hearn has floated out the idea that he might end up moving up to 154 pounds. Virgil Ortiz, he's identified as a possible opponent, but we don't know if Oscar De La Hoya is going to let that happen. But yeah, but according to Eddie Hearn, he's saying that if there's no unification, then he's not going to fight at 147 pounds anymore. This is what Eddie Hearn had to say, quote, "The only reason Jaron was staying at 147 was to try to unify and face the champion. And if we can't do that, there's a very real chance that he will move up to 154. We know right now we can't fight Brian Norman. Right now, we can't fight Barrios. And we've also got a WBA mandatory against, might be Russian, Guy Vaskul. I'm sure I butchered that up. But look, honestly, don't be surprised if he does end up moving up to 154 pounds. He was floating out the idea when he had, not this last fight, but he fought prior to that in Philadelphia. And, a lot of people said that it was a boring fight, but Jaron was saying that he was weight drained to pretty much go down there. He's going to have to fight at 154 pounds where he can fill out more and he feels like he has more power. And everybody knows when it comes to the sport of boxing, there's these games that's going to be played to where Mario Barrios, who I believe is with PBC, maybe I'm wrong, I know he was at one point, where they may not necessarily want to give the belt up, or like I said, somehow him and Manny Pacquiao fight now. Brian Norman, who's managed by Jay Prince, I'm sure Jay Prince is not going to want that fight to happen no time soon, or even like Ortiz. So I can see it to where they're going to, like WBA is going to try to make him fight as mandatories. And then he's going to probably end up just giving up the belts, moving up, and trying to get titles up there. It's just unfortunate that the business of boxing, now we got 3 champions at 147 pounds while we can't fight for unification. I mean, I guess it did take years, for Earl and Terrence Crawford to finally fight. But, you got multiple young champions in their prime with Brian Norman, Boots, and Mario Barrios. And, it's just crazy that they won't be able to mix it up. But I just want to get my quick thoughts about it. Tell me what y'all think.